Hello and welcome back to Technology for Blind YouTube channel. I'm back with another video. This time I'm going to be talking about how to install Windows as a visually impaired person. So when it comes to installing Windows, I'm going to talk about installing Windows independently as a visually impaired person. Now when it comes to these days, the technology has evolved a lot. Okay, previously we were not able to install Windows without getting a sighted assistance at all. Okay, but now technology has been evolved. So thanks to technology, we can do our daily jobs, daily tasks independently. Okay, especially if you are a researchable guy, or if you are into kind of playing with your system, and if your system has many problems because of your work, this method would help a lot for you in order to reinstall Windows. Okay, so I'm going to try my best to keep the video as short as possible while explaining each and everything. Okay, so let's get started. These are the things which I'm going to cover: introduction and safety precautions, requirements, detailed explanation, and final thoughts. Okay, so introduction means, as usual, we can install Windows as an independent person without getting a sighted assistant. But guys, for some certain extent, we have to get a small help, small assistance from sighted assistant, guys, which is kind of unfortunate. But after passing the stage, we can obviously install, and also we can do maintenance tasks on our system. For instance, say your system is not bootable, you have got a virus attack and your system is not booting at all. Then what you can do is you can boot to the environment, which I'm going to show later, and you can back up your files, or you can do maintenance tasks to fix the computer or whatever you want. Okay, it depends on your skills and on your requirements. Okay, so I mean, when it comes to the BIOS, basic input output system, which is the starting point of the computer, we have to change a little bit things, the boot order, all those things. I will talk about it later in the detailed explanation thing. Okay, so after passing the stage of booting to the environment, then obviously it is completely accessible. We can turn on NVDA or narrator depending on the installation media. I will talk about that later, and we can do whatever we want. Okay, so when it comes to safety precautions, obviously you have to have a complete backup of your system. Say your computer is working fine, then you would like to reinstall the Windows by trying this video, then I'm not be responsible for any damages. Okay, this is standard practices. Okay, so the risk is yours. So you have to completely take a backup of your system to an external hard drive or CD DVD, or you can create a system image, where I have shown how to do that in a previous video. I will leave the link in the description below. So by following those methods, you can back up all of your things in case something goes wrong. Okay, so remember to back up and be independent. Okay, so requirements. Okay, first off, you need the Windows installation ISO to install Windows, and also you need Windows talking pre-installation environment. Okay, and this depends, guys. Now in recent versions of Windows, they have enabled us to use narrator along with the installation process. For instance, if you boot up the latest Windows 10 1909 ISO image, you can press Ctrl Windows plus Enter to turn on narrator, and you can follow the instructions, the installation process. Okay, as usual. And also you can use the pre-installation environment, talking pre-installation environment, which enables you to load NVDA and also it is a kind of a customized version of Windows 10, a portable version of Windows 10, where you can do more tasks than installing Windows in the Windows installation media. Okay, so for instance, you can recover your files. There are many tools in the archive, in the software, so it depends on your needs. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to boot up the talking pre-installation environment and I'm going to install from that. Okay, but you can follow the other method where you can boot up straight away the Windows installation disk from a DVD CD or from a USB, depends on your method, but you can enable narrator from that also. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to get started in detailed explanation, and I have created a complete image of my system so I can feel my current system and show how the thing goes. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started, and if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, recommendations, please let me know. I would be glad to help you out. Okay, so let's get started. Okay guys, I'm with my computer. So first of all, I'm going to show the Windows talking pre-installation environment. Okay, so it's in my downloads folder.
Items view list win10pe_x64.x202 file description 7z setup sfx x86 company Oligan Sherbakov file version 1.6.0.2712 date created 2/28/2026 03 size 1.28 GB tools.
So this is the thing where you have to download it, and the link is in the description box below. There are 4 versions: Windows 7, x64 and x86, and Windows 10, x64 and x86. Okay, so I recommend you to download the x64 version, but you can do whatever you want. Okay, so I'm gonna install Windows 10
Win10_1909.ISO202
Windows 10 1909 ISO to my system using the Windows talking pre-installation environment. Okay, now I have a USB flash drive.
Devices and new volume E.
Now I'm gonna format this. Okay, now
Folders group. Desktop download.
Since I'm gonna use the Windows talking pre-installation environment (TWPE), what you have to do is
Items view list Win10.
you have to press on the
extracting dialog cancel
executable file,
no proc
and it will do its job. It's loading now.
48% extracting dialog cancel button.
Why is my NVIDIA is not giving any prompts? And also you can burn this to a DVD, or you can use a USB flash drive.
Download Win10pe dialog, choose an action, burn image to disk button, write image to USB drive button,
Write image to USB drive.
Press download secure desktop. Downloads window ribbon property Rufus 2.6.8,
and it will open a program called Rufus. Okay, now if you are not using the TWPE, what you can do is
downloads window
this.
items view compress one.
You can
The block 3 items view selected.
download
Secure
the
desktop.
Rufus.
Soft window Rufus update policy dialog, more information, yes button, no button,
No.
pressed. Rufus 3.
And you can use the Rufus to create a bootable disk, bootable USB from the ISO image, and the link will be in the description box, so you can download it from that. Okay,
Toolbar show advanced drive for toolbar show advanced
so just you have
status
to,
toolbar closed combo box new volume E 16 GB collapsed.
this is my USB flash drive.
Boot selection select button. Boot selection combo box disk or ISO image. Please select collapse select
You have
button.
to
Press.
select this.
Open Win10_1909.ISO not selected 1 of 1.
Okay, you have to select this.
Selected. Rufus 3.8 close button. Combo box new volume. Boot selection toolbar select button. Image option combo box standard Windows installation collapsed.
Now leave this as default.
Partition scheme combo box GPT collapsed. MDR.
It depends, right? Now in my case MBR would work, but if your system doesn't boot, then you have to play with these settings. Okay,
Target system combo box BIOS or Wi-Fi CSM collapsed. Toolbar show advanced volume lab file system cluster size toolbar show it status toolbar start button.
now you have to press start.
Press Rufus dialog warning all data on device new volume E 16 GB will be destroyed. To continue with this operation click OK. To quit click cancel OK button.
Okay, so you have to click OK, and it will start its process on creating the USB bootable flash drive using the Windows 10 ISO image. Okay, so
Rufus 3.8.
let's
Default items 2%.
now I'm gonna create
Downloads
the
11.
Win 10 talking pre-installation environment TWPE USB flash drive, and I will come back after the creation process because it may take some times depending on the USB size. Okay.
Alright, it has been completed. I have created the Windows TWPE to my pen drive, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna restart my system, and I will be back with my phone to explain furthermore on what's going on with the installation process of Windows. Okay, so let's get started.
Hello, we are back. Now I'm with my phone, and I have turned off my PC, and I have the USB flash drive with the created talking pre-installation environment. So let's plug this, and my boot option is F9 key. So as soon as I press the F9 key at the starting of the system, it would show this menu which says select your boot device, and I have selected the USB flash drive, and now it's loading. The unfortunate thing is this thing completely varies depending on your system, so I highly recommend you to get some sighted assistance before performing these actions, because as I said, different manufacturers do design their motherboards in a different manner, especially if you are in a newest version of if you are in a newer version of a computer. It might be using UEFI system, Unified Extensive Firmware Interface something, which is more complicated than this. So I recommend you to search and find more things, and if you have any questions, please let me know. I will do my best, right? So now it's loading. It's getting the required files to the RAM from my USB flash drive, which is kind of slow. It might take a while, right? So let's be patient. Almost done, right? It has been loaded. NVDA should come.
Desktop list. This PC 1 of 26. This PC 1 of 26.
Alright, now this is a standard kind of desktop thing, which is a stripped down version, as I said before. Now you can perform multiple tasks in this stripped down version of TWPE, which is a very useful tool, especially if you are curious on computer repairing and testing out new things. This might be helpful for you. Okay, so
Recycled into of 26.
there are softwares.
Active at disk image site 3 of 26. Agent Transact 4 of 26. Anyburn 5 of 26. AMA Partition Assistant Standard Edition 6 of 26. Macrium Reflect Restore 12 of 26. Free Commander XE 11 of 26.
So these are some of the tools which are used for specific purposes. Okay, so you have to find your own requirement. Now I'm not going to go into deep about these things. Okay, now my Windows installation ISO is in my hard drive, the external hard drive, and also I have created the system image of my current existing system, which I mentioned before, and the link is in the description to the video, right? So let's call this PC, and my drive name is large.
Devices and drives grouping expanded. Large D.
Okay, so let
Items
me
new
go
list soft. Items new Win10 PX64 Win10 1909.ISO Win10 1909.ISO.
This is the thing, so I have to mount this. Press application key.
Context mount as in disk virtual disk.
Yes.
Submount
And shift tab until you get the OK button.
OK button.
And press it.
Press soft.
And let's
Items
come
new
back
list.
to the CD drive.
Devices and drives through Win10 PX60 boot X DVD-RW drive G DVD-RW drive G.
Not this. This is my external DVD-ROM.
System reserved CD drive E S-ISO CD
Yes.
drive E S.
This is the Windows installation drive. Okay, installation CD which has been mounted to the system, and you have to press enter on this.
Windows setup. Install Windows dialog. Enter your language and other preferences and click next to continue.
And if you didn't get the setup, what you can do is just press application key and press open, or if you direct it to the kind of another folder, there would be a file called setup, right? You can press enter on that and you can proceed with this installation process, right? So I'm not willing to change anything from the current point, so I'm pressing enter. Oh yeah,
Next button.
I have to press next.
Press Windows Setup dialog. Copyright 2019 Microsoft Corporation. All rights reserved. Install now button.
Install now.
Press PC items. Install Windows.
Now it's loading.
Product key dialog. Activate Windows. If this is the first time you're installing Windows on this PC or you're installing a different edition, you need to enter a valid Windows product key. Your product key should be in the confirmation email you received after buying a digital copy of Windows or on a label inside the box that Windows came in.
So at the time of the demonstration, I'm gonna press
I don't have a product key button.
I don't have a product key,
Press image selection dialog. Description Windows 10.
and if you downloaded the standard version of the installation, you will be presented with the image selection dialog. Some computers have the kind of embedded product keys and also embedded versions of Windows, which now I have seen a computer which doesn't accept installing Pro version of Windows. It accepts only Home, and also it has a built-in kind of product key in the motherboard, so it won't prompt to enter the product key. Okay, so it might differ from your perspective. Okay, sorry, not perspective, so from the system, right? So I'm going to select
Windows 10 Phone, Windows 10 Phone, Windows 10 Educate, Windows 10 Educate, Windows 10 Pro, X64, 10/7/2019 6 of 7.
Yeah, this is the thing. Let's press enter.
View the dialog applicable notices and license terms.
Now you have to go to the license agreement and press the accept button
Checked.
and press enter.
Install type dialog. Which type of
You have to select custom
custom?
in this case.
72% drive selection dialog. Where do you want to install with?
Now this is where the process becomes a little bit complicated depending on your situation. For instance, if you have an existing Windows, you will get a partition, right? You will get two partitions mainly, the system reserved partition and the main thing. Now if you are not aware of these partitions and other terms, then you have to Google it, because those are a little bit important terms when it comes to these advanced areas. And partition means dividing your hard disk into several parts. Okay, that's the simplest explanation that I can give, but if you need more explanation, Google is your friend, right? So
Drive 1 partition 1 large total size 900.
now in this case, this is not the partition which the Windows is installed with. This is my external hard drive which I have connected. So the
Drive 0 partition 2 Win10 total size 100.
this is the partition which my Windows is installed, drive 0. Okay,
Drive 0 partition 1 system reserved total size.
so we have to delete both the two partition in order to install a clean version of Windows. So I'm gonna delete the
Refresh button. Delete button.
system reserved partition.
Press Windows setup dialog. Windows setup cancel button.
Now it gives a prompt saying that the usual thing, you'll lose all these things.
OK button.
Okay,
Windows setup drive selection drive 0 allocated space total.
now be sure to check whether you have selected the right partition, because you might lose data. Okay, this is completely your thing, right? I'm not responsible.
Drive 0 partition 1. Win10 total size 118 points.
Okay, this is the partition.
Refresh delete button.
Delete.
Windows setup dialog. Windows setup. OK button.
Okay.
Windows setup. Drive select drive 1 partition 1. Large total.
Not this. This is my external hard drive.
Drive 0 unallocated space totals.
Unallocated space. Okay, now if we press enter on this, it will do its job by creating two partitions separately. One is for the main system's reserved thing, and the other remaining one is the Windows installation. Okay, so let's press enter.
Next button.
Okay guys, finally it's getting installed. Something went wrong with my system, so I restarted and checked what's going on. So as I said before, this is a kind of a journey, guys. We have to kind of research, and if you are not kind of a tech savvy person, please don't do this. It's a kind of recommendation of mine because I have lost precious files by trying new things. Those are standard things, so I highly recommend you to not do these things, okay, if you are not good at those things. So let's change the progress reporting thing of NVDA by using NVDA insert key plus U beep. Okay, now it might take us some time to install the Windows. Now it's loading, it's copying the required files to the main drive, and it will restart the computer, and you will be back. And as I said before, you don't need this TWPE thing to install Windows. You can use the Windows installation DVD to do this, because they have enabled the use of narrator in the installation process, so which is great. Okay, if you have any questions, again let me know. If you have any problems, I will try my best, but the risk is yours, as I said before, because there are many risks involved in the process. Okay, so let me know if you have done the job successfully, and also if you have encountered any errors. Okay, now this does not mean that Windows has been installed, because it just copied the files, the required files, and it will restart the system, and it will load. The system will load for a while, and you will be presented with a screen where you have to select all the standard things, the name and password, all those things. You can press Ctrl Windows plus Enter to launch narrator, and you can get down from that. You can get the things ready. One unfortunate thing is, in some computers, in some older kind of computers, you don't get audio drivers pre-installed. In that case, unfortunately, you can't use any things besides installing the driver. For instance, if you try to use the talking pre-installation environment, you can't use, because unfortunately the drivers will not be installed, so NVDA won't speak. Okay, in that case, obviously you have to get sighted assistant throughout the installation process, where you can't be independent. But in most cases this might not be happen, so don't worry about that. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. I will try my best. Don't jump right away. Research and try your best to get a backup of your system, existing system. I can't talk even. So as I said, make a backup of your current system, and also remember this is highly risk involved, so kind of a curiosity thing, but I hope this video has helped you a lot, and let me know what you think about this video. Now in my case it's almost kind of done. Okay, it's restarted. Let me switch to the screen. Okay, okay, now it has prompted the thing, the main screen in a minute. The thing is, since I'm using an SSD with my system, the loading thing and copying all those things are a little bit faster. But if you are using a standard mechanical hard drive, then this might get a long time. Okay, so we are in the start setup screen of the Windows. Now what I'm gonna do is try to press the key combination with my both hand. I might not be able to do this. Let me keep the phone side and let's press
narrator dialog. OK button. Alt plus O. Heads up. Narrator keyboard changes. We've updated the narrator keyboard layout.
Okay, let's press OK.
Microsoft account window. Windows setup. Basics. Step 2 of 5.
Okay, now
Region selection. Control bar. Yeah, control. Let's start with region.
let's
Is
press
this right?
enter.
Yep, Windows setup. Just a moment. Keyboard selection.
Enter.
Skip. But
Enter.
Windows setup. Just a moment. Network connection flow window.
Let's press skip.
No item in view. Just a moment. At level 2. Link.
Now I'm completing the setup in a minimal manner because of the demonstration purposes, but if you want you can go through the settings and do the job. Okay,
Dialog for connect off connect. Link. Dialog link. I don't have Microsoft. There's more to discover when you connect to the internet. Connect now. Button.
I don't want, man.
Control bar. Enable ease of access. There. Continue with limited setup. Button.
Yep,
Space. Windows setup. Just a who's going to use this PC? Edit.
let's type my name. Let me see.
Cap R. A. S. H. A. D. Password.
I don't want a password, so let's press enter.
Windows setup. Do more across devices with activity.
Enter.
Windows. Get help from your digital assistant.
Enter.
Windows setup. Choose privacy.
Enter.
Windows. Getting your
Okay,
PC
done.
ready.
Now
This
it's
might
loading.
take a few minutes. Don't turn off your PC.
It's loading, and as I said, there are lots of things if you connect the system to the Wi-Fi or any other network connection. Now since the demonstration is getting longer, I'm trying my best to keep as minimal as possible. Okay, but these are self-explanatory. If you come up
Getting
to
your
this
PC
level,
ready. This might take a few minutes. Don't turn off.
okay, if you have come up to this level, from this point onwards, the process is very easy. Don't worry, there are no any risky things. Okay. Another thing, kind of a small thing, if you would like to install drivers to a system, I have done a video on how to install drivers to your system, where I will leave the link in the description box below, so you can grab that from that. Okay, now it's installed. It has installed, and we are in the start screen of the Windows. Okay, so
Don't show again. Turn off narrator. OK. Space. Narrator heading level 1. Welcome to recycle bin. 1 of 2.
okay,
Non-select.
from now onwards the thing is yours. Whole computer is yours, because from now onwards these are self-explanatory. Just you have to install your required softwares, and you have to perform updates, and customize your Windows according to your needs, all those things. So hope this has helped you out, and before wrapping up the video, I'd like to recap what's going on in the whole process. We were using the TWPE as a kind of a supporter to get to the Windows installation setup screen, but as I said, you can use the normal ISO image to open narrator and follow along the setup screen. These are self-explanatory, guys. You have to research. As I said, don't jump right away. This is a highly recommended theory when it comes to my perspective, and the risk is yours, especially, remember. But don't worry guys, this is kind of not that much hard, but you have to apply your research skills and your common sense to, you know, find solutions to your problems. Okay, and all of the links and all of the required softwares are in the description box below. You can refer the description and get all the things and get ready. And I have left some videos to learn more about the driver installation process and system image recovery. Okay, these are some of the major important areas when it comes to safety precautions, so I highly recommend you to follow all of the things. Okay, and sometimes you might face issues while the installation is in progress. It is not kind of a most likely situation, but sometimes. So I recommend you to keep a kind of a phone or another spare computer in case of an emergency, so you can do whatever you want, like you can research and find your things. Now when it comes to drivers, say your system doesn't install the Wi-Fi driver automatically, then you can have another computer to find your driver, as mentioned in the video, the driver installation video. So again, I'm gonna wrap up the video because I don't like to talk a lot because the video is going a little bit longer. But if you have any questions, again, please let me know in the comment section. I will try my best to help you out, and if you have any other things to say, let me know. It would help me a lot. Okay, so I really hope this has helped you out, and see you in the next video. Signing out, Mohammad Rashad.